Hello folks, welcome to my Sudipta Tarot once more. Today we are going to try to answer some yes or no questions based on guidance from tarot. If you have any sort of questions, any sort of problems in your life, any sort of things that you are going through in your life where you need some clarity, you need some guidance, in the form of a simple yes or no question, whether you should be doing this or that, whether you should be following this direction or that direction, or what you could be doing wrong right now. I hope that this particular tarot reading will help answer some of those questions, will hopefully provide some clarity that you can use. Though I say it is a yes or no question, but in life, often it's not a simple thing as just a simple yes or no, right? So I will obviously try to provide some more clarity, some more guidance through this tarot reading, and I'm going to hope that you are going to find things useful from this reading that you can hopefully put to use to do any course correction or to help you find a better solution or turn your life in a better direction. So anyway, there are 4 groups in front of you as usual. We have these 4 beautiful elephants. This one is made up of tiger's eye. This will be group number 1. Then this one is made up of pink quartz. This will be group number 2. This is made up of red jasper. This will be group number 3. And then we have the green adventurine over here. This will be group number 4. So you have 4 groups, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is a general reading, so some of the things that I say, some of the guidances that I'm going to talk about may not be applicable to all of you. So please pick and choose as it applies to you, because not every circumstance, not every scenario may apply to everyone, right? So I'm going to try to dwell upon everything, all the possibilities, but again, not everything that I say may be applicable for all of you. So please pick and choose. At the same time, this is a timeless reading, especially this particular topic. So whenever you are stuck for some reason and you are looking for a direction and you come across this reading, hopefully this will serve you at that point of time. So having said that, I'm going to leave these 4 groups in front of you for about a minute or so that you can pause the video if needed. You can take some time to meditate on this and choose whichever group or whichever particular crystal calls you the most. Once you have made your selection, the timings for each group will be given in the description box below. Please click on the timestamp that is relevant for your group, and I'm going to meet you over there. Hi, group number 1. For those of you who have chosen this elephant made of tiger's eye, we'll see what kind of questions you are trying to ask. I know it's a yes or no question, but in what direction it is more inclined to, and what kind of answers come up. So let me start. So definitely there has been an upset in your life, and probably that's what you are trying to find out. Like how soon that will be resolved. So things were going smoothly for you, and then there has been a recent turn of events. There has been recent and some sort of like a turning the table, and this turning of the table may have been in a negative way, right? And so you may be trying to find answers as to whether that will be resolved soon or not. So that is probably your yes or no question, right? Yes, and so you are trying to walk towards something, definitely. And so I think now when I see these two cards side by side, it looks like two things, or two possibilities. It's one is you have put in a lot of effort and you're waiting for that outcome, but that outcome is still not to the extent that that you would like. That success is still not to the extent that you would want. You're putting in a lot of effort. And secondly, I think something has happened, as I was saying before, that has upstaged, or that has really, as I was telling before, really turned the table in the wrong direction for you, and you are trying to find out ways how to make it right? How soon will it become right? So that's what you're working towards, right? So yeah, so I think there's definitely some new enthusiasm you need in your life, because to fight this, to descend turn of events, and maybe you are looking to the past for some inspiration, but there is definitely a need for this new enthusiasm, this new sort of energy to make it right once again, right? Yeah, so there has been definitely some sort of I think if you are a businessman, suppose you are involved into some sort of a business, small or large, whatever, some sort of a financial enterprise, and you may have been the victim of someone else's evil intentions, not so good intentions, maybe some betrayal by your friends or your colleagues, or someone from your inner circle, and that has really caused as I was saying before, that has really caused and that has really basically turned the table in the wrong direction for you, and now you're trying to make it right. And so I think that may be your dominant yes or no question. Now in some cases it could be also that you are trying to do something, you are trying to work towards something, but there is a need for you to get that new sense of enthusiasm, that new sense of inspiration. It could be also because there's a lot of inner conflict, a lot of inner turmoil that is not letting you reach that level of success that you have been working towards, right? Yeah, and so again, so the moment I talk about conflict, I get this conflict card. So definitely this is indicating, especially when I see this, the 9 of Wands, as well as the 6 of the 7 of Pentacles, and plus the Page of Wands. There is a need for you to step up and to fight against that adverse situation that has come into your life all of a sudden. And so things were going hunky-dory maybe, and then suddenly something has happened. It could be some sort of a betrayal by your friend, or your someone from your kith or kin, someone from your inner circle, maybe a colleague, some unfortunate situation that has temporarily halted that success, that has temporarily made swung things the other way for you, and now you are trying to make it right. So there is no need for more courage on your part, more strength on your part, and more renewed effort on your part, right? More renewed enthusiasm on your part to make it right? And so that's what I think probably your yes or no question is. You are trying to ask as to whether the situation will once again become right for you as it was before, or whether you will reach that level of success that that you have been working for. for so long. Whether you will be able to get over that mental conflict or that inner conflict or that external conflict that could have landed you into this adverse situation in the first place, right? So Six of Pentacles. So this is definitely a good card to have. So it does talk about new financial prospects coming in. So I think definitely, given the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, I'm more inclined to say that whatever it is that you are trying to set right, whatever it is that may have gone wrong in your life, it is largely inclined towards some sort of a financial enterprise. As I was saying before, it could be either some sort of a issue, or some sort of a temporary problem in your business, in your work environment. But in some cases, it could be some sort of a family issue, right? And because the Six of Pentacles also indicates that you are a fair person, you are a balanced person, but and I could easily see why you may have been the victim of a betrayal or a victim of of maybe some sort of a cheating in your life, because you may be too open-minded, too broad-minded, right? So you may be letting people in your circle without asking too many questions. So you may be very easily trustful of people, right? And so some of those people, they may have taken advantage of your trust to create a situation that is now not really working in your favor. So let's see so these are the tarot decks. Now we are going to see what kind of oracle messages comes up. Okay, so it's clearly not the right time, right? So, and again, this card is not saying that it is a no. No, in fact, it's the other way. It is also not saying yes, but what it is saying is, and again, this card is very important, when I see this Seven of Pentacles, right? And this Nine of Swords. So definitely something has happened and you're working to make it right, but it is not yet the time, and I focus on that word yet. It is not yet the time for you to fully reap the benefit, to fully set it right. It's a process, because if something goes wrong, you cannot set it right overnight, right? It's a process, and you probably know what I'm talking about, right? So obviously, you are working towards it, and I think it's the assurance that the universe is giving you that go on, keep doing it, but if you're expecting an instant result as of now, then no, it is not the right time. But you are going in the right direction. You are putting in the right amount of effort. So keep up that inner courage. Keep up that inner strength. Don't let that enthusiasm dry out. And definitely you're walking in the right direction, right? Ask your angels, right? So again, this talks about some sort of a protection, right? So you need to look inside for some of the answers. Maybe that's what I was talking about earlier, right? Maybe whenever an adverse situation happens in our life, oftentimes we are at a loss to find answers. All sorts of things come up in our mind, like why did this happen? What was it I was doing wrong? What can I do from now on? What are the steps that I should take? What are the things that I should do, right? And I think that is where, there's obviously a need for your own inspiration. There's obviously a need for your own inner courage, inner strength, inner drive, right? Which I think you have. But at the same time, you need to also trust the universe and see what they are trying to tell you, which direction they are trying to push you, right? Maybe the universe is trying to help you. That's also important because I see this. This is the tiger's eye essentially, right? And this tiger's eye talks about protection. It talks about grounding, right? It's like you are going to come out more stronger from this situation. When you are able to eventually make it right, and in doing so, you need to not only trust your inner strength. You need to not only extract every ounce of that inner strength find out the inner inspiration, inner drive, but you also need to have trust in the working of the universe. Maybe they are trying to lead you in a new direction. Maybe they are trying to, tell you something different, right? So be receptive to that. Peaceful resolution. Again, it's a good card to have. So whatever conflict situation. So now when I see this, I think this 9 of Wands or this 5 of Swords, it takes a special meaning for me. So I think now it's probably, as I was saying before, it's could be some sort of a conflict in the business, some sort of a conflict in the work environment. Maybe, someone has involved you or tied you up, in an unexpected court litigation, court case. Maybe it's related to some property dispute. Some sort of a dispute, some sort of a conflict where, you need to keep up your spirit. And it is saying that, it will reach a peaceful resolution, right? So it is, again, it may be still dragging on. That's why I see this not the right time. But you need to have that trust. Don't let that inner enthusiasm, inner strength, dwindle away. Because you are a good person and you are a balanced person, right? So keep up that inner, courage. And I think the universe is assuring you that, there will be a peaceful resolution. So I think eventually the answer will be a big yes for you guys. But it's just a matter of time and you are not there yet. Yeah, harmony, right? So I think harmony, when I say, it could indicate, some sort of a new relationship, some sort of a new love coming into your life. But in this particular spread, I don't think that is very relevant. I think what's more relevant over here, you're going to get that assistance. It's like someone is going to extend a helping hand. Maybe you're going to get help from some unexpected quarters, right? Maybe some of the people, who may have cheated you or who may have, thrown that, unexpected litigation in your way. But, on the contrary, now, you may also get unexpected help from some other people, maybe some other well-wishers in your life, right? And they're going to really help pull you up, right? Wow, see, the moment I was talking about pulling you up, and then I see this card, right? So it clearly talks about partnerships and alliances, right? Partnership and alliances. So there's obviously, it's indicating some newfound partnership, maybe some newfound, ventures, business ventures, maybe some newfound friend. And literally it is showing that, this person is like pulling you up. It's like as if, you are drowning or you are in big trouble and this person is helping pull you up, right? So definitely when I see these two cards, the harmony and the partnership and alliances, it tells me that help is coming to you. And remember, that's what I was telling about, with regard to this card, ask your angels. So it looks like the universe is sending unexpected help in your way, and it's going to come in the form of some new support, some new friendship, some new partnership, right? Someone or some people who are going to come and who are going to help you resolve this situation, who are going to help you come out of this unpleasant situation, right? And they're going to help you get over it. They're going to help you, reach a peaceful resolution, right? Yeah, so it talks about, again, the great gratitude, right? So this is it, the great gratitude and ask your angels, right? So clearly the message is be grateful because the universe is trying to help you, they are trying to protect you. And again, remember what I said with regard to your choice of this tiger's eye. It talks about essentially protection. So you are like protected. You are definitely protected. So there is a temporary, bad phase that you may be going through, but it's definitely, you are protected and you are grounded, right? And so that's why the great gratitude. Be thankful to the universe for all the protection that they are providing. Be thankful to the help that comes your way from in the form of different people, helpful partnerships and alliances. Be thankful for those, right? And the last card I have is true love. Again, I mean, I can interpret this, in the form of a romantic angle, some sort of a newfound love coming into your way. And it could be in some of your cases, maybe in some of your cases, it was a family issue. And so now, you have been deprived of that family happiness temporarily, the prosperity in family life temporarily, and you are trying to work that out. But I think somehow I get the overwhelming message for this particular spread is it's a setback in your life that has more of a financial or more of a career angle to it, more of a business angle to it, more of a materialistic angle to it, where someone or some people has wronged you. They have thrown some maybe unexpected court cases, litigations in you. Maybe they have cheated you from, and this has come from some unexpected quarters that has really thrown you off guard, right? And now you are trying to make it work. You are trying to set it right. There is a need for you to bring the rediscover the inner courage, inner strength, fight against all the odds, right? Fight against all those inner and outer enemies. And when I say inner enemies, I mean your inner conflict, maybe your inner desperation, maybe your inner fatigue. Fight against that. But at the same time, the universe is also trying to protect you, to help you, and they are trying to throw new partnership in your way, new friendship in your way, new bondings in your way. That's going to help you. They're going to help you, pull you up, right? And so at the same time, and what's going to come out after this, I think my group number 1 is, once you reach that peaceful resolution, right? Because I have the peaceful resolution card over here, right? Once you reach the peaceful resolution, once it is the right time for you and eventually it gets all over, you are going to, I think this true love, it talks about more about you rediscovering yourself, rediscovering new potential that you probably, hitherto were unknown to you. Maybe, it was like, you have found some new potentials within you, some new strength within you. Because remember, whenever something, a difficulty comes up, every difficulty in our life, makes us more stronger than before, right? So I think it also talks about that. So you're going to emerge a much more stronger person. And maybe you're going to also, people are going to see you in a new light, right? People are going to see you in a new light because they're going to probably find out that you are someone whom they may have misunderstood before. That becomes more important because I think this conflict situation, it could have arisen in your life because of some misunderstanding, right? And so now once that, see this peaceful resolution, right? I think that's why it talks about peaceful resolution. So maybe once this thing passes by, people, who had wronged you at one point, maybe they are going to see you in a new light. Maybe they are going to understand that they had done wrong and you are actually, someone whom they had misunderstood. They're going to see you in a new light. They're going to realize their own mistakes. And again, this becomes more important because, you have a 6 of Pentacles over here, which talks about a very balanced, a very noble person, very fair person, right? So maybe people, who have temporarily misunderstood you, who are temporarily out to damage you, to slander you in some way, to blemish your name in some way, maybe they're going to understand, that they had misunderstood you. Right? Maybe they're going to see you in a new light. They're going to understand you for who you are. So this card talks about, coming out of that darkness, realizing your own potential, right? Rediscovering yourself, finding your more inner strength. At the same time, people seeing you in a new light, in a new avatar, right? Understanding you for who you are. And they're realizing their own mistakes, right? So it's a temporary phase, my group number 1, and I think if your question is yes or no, then this definitely, the ultimate answer is yes. It will be resolved in your favor, but it just will need a little bit more time and it will need a little bit more courage, patience, a sense of positivity, drive from you to keep at it, and to not give up, and to have that trust in the universe and in the working of the universe, in the divine protection, because you are protected, and there will be help coming to you from unexpected quarters. And once this is over, people are going to understand you. People are going to, probably that misunderstanding that is probably prevailing right now is going to go away. So I think that's all I have for you, my group number 1. Hope this message resonates with you. If it does, please don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you in another video in the future. For now, I take you a leave. Bye. Hello, my group number 2. For those of you who have chosen this elephant made of rose quartz, we'll see what kind of yes or no question could be lingering in your mind, and what kind of answers the tarot provides that will hopefully help you resolve your question, and and provide you some guidance in that direction. So without wasting any more time, we're going to jump into the tarot right away. So you have 9 of Pentacles. So straight away, a very positive card to start the reading with. It talks about overall abundance, overall prosperity. That's maybe coming your way. So let's see what else is there. Yep. So 9 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups. 2 very positive card straight away. So it's looked like as if definitely it's going to be if these 2 cards are any indicator of things to come, then it will be an yes for you. It will be a resounding yes for you, whatever it is that you are that you are trying to struggle with. I mean, when I say yes, I mean yes in a more positive way. Now, if your question is like whether, for example, I'm going to come out of this unpleasant situation, yes. If your question is, if I'm going to come out, if this unpleasant situation is going to persist for me, whatever it is, and we are going to see more about that later on as I lay out more cards, then obviously it will be no. That whatever situation, unpleasant situation it is, you're going to come out of that, right? Because definitely I can see brighter times, more prosperous, more happier times are waiting for you, right? Okay, so the Page of Cups reversed. So there has been, or maybe you are going through right now some temporary lapse in emotional satisfaction, maybe some temporary period of lethargy, maybe some temporary period of idleness, maybe some temporary period of lack of motivation, lack of inner that it's like you are you may be temporarily grappling inside yourself to find out what you can do next, or just temporary sense of loss, a temporary sense of lack of drive, something like that, right? But I don't think this will be a big of an issue. But before I say too much, let me check a few more cards. So yeah, so 3 of Hearts, 3 of Swords reversed. So yeah, so now it all makes sense, right? Because you may have gone through a temporary phase where a temporary phase of heartbreak, a temporary phase of some emotional issues, a little bit of that turbulence emotional. And I'm not going to, I don't know to what extent or how much of a turbulent phase it was, but it may have temporarily shaken you a little bit, right? So that's why temporarily you may have been feeling a little bit lost. You may have been, feeling that, that lack of emotional clarity, that lack of, that drive. But it's a temporary setback, whatever it was, right? And you are coming out of that clearly. You are coming out of that clearly, and I think your future is looking very, very bright and very prosperous and very happy and very harmonious, right? Yep, Queen of Pentacles. So definitely the Queen of Pentacles over here, plus I have the 9 of Pentacles over here, plus I have the 2 of Cups over here. So there's a lot of stability coming in your way, a lot of harmony coming in your way. So whatever that's that phase it was in your past that may have temporarily, thrown you off the track, that effect is not going to linger for a long time. It's probably a temporary setback, some sort of an emotional temporary setback that may have temporarily put you down, but by any means, it's not going to be a long-term thing. It's going to be a very short-term, very temporary phase in your life, and definitely you are leaving that behind, and you are walking towards much more happier times, much more prosperous, much more balanced, much more harmonious times, right? Yep. So 6 of Wands again. So lot of positive cards. My group number 2. So you have the 9 of Pentacles, the 2 of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands. It talks about a lot of victory, a lot of brighter times, a lot of happier times coming for you. So now I will check out some of the oracle cards to see what kind of message they have to say. Wow, you have the abundance, right? Straight away. So again, I don't have to say anything else over here. A lot of financial prosperity, a lot of emotional prosperity, a lot of grounding, a lot of stability are coming into your life. So wow, again. So this is a very, very positive spread, this particular group. So it's clearly saying you are ready, right? You are ready right now. You are ready to receive, right? So the universe is clearly, giving you the message that, you are ready to receive. So maybe whatever this phase was, right? It may have made you more stronger in a way. It may have opened up new insights about life in a way. It may have forced you to rediscover some inner potential, maybe made you more stronger after the temporary stagnation, right? And so now you are beginning to reverse things in such a way that it's actually much better than even before, right? And so that's why the universe is now ready to throw it all your way, right? Yeah, peaceful resolution. So all very, very positive cards. So peaceful resolution. So if there was any turmoil, any emotional issues, any things from the past that have been still bothering you, any remnant of that issue that you may be still fighting with, that you may be still grappling with, that will reach a peaceful conclusion, that will reach a peaceful resolution, right? And I think that's going to make you free to be ready to receive all this abundance that is coming your way, so that you can fully indulge yourself in that pursuit that's going to take you in that more brighter direction, more stabler direction, right? Wow. I have nothing else to say after this card, I think, because this spread is all about yes or no, and this there can be nothing more resounding than this, because universe is clearly telling you it's a loud and resounding yes for you, right? So I think so your question could have been like, how, if you are ready to move ahead, if you are ready to, leave behind that not so pleasant times, not so pleasant memories, not so pleasant past. And I'm not sure how long that past thing could have persisted in your life, but whatever it is, universe is saying definitely yes, you are ready to move ahead. Yes, you are ready to leave that past behind. Yes, you are ready to to receive much more abundance, much more blessings, much more harmony, much more balance in your life. So it's a definitely resounding yes from universe. Also, what's important is my group number 2. You have chosen this particular the pink quartz, right? This pink quartz is always talks about that self-healing, that love, the flow of love, the flow of prosperity. That's what. So and that's what I'm seeing over here, right? So it's a new phase of healing coming up, which will prove immensely beneficial for you after that, that period of a little bit of darkness. And if you see, I have much more positive cards over here than the so-called not so pleasant cards. So that clearly says that you have now left that past much behind, right? So maybe in this new phase of life, that past is only a small trickle of memories, only a small, a tiny sliver of shadow that may be still, in some corner of your mind, right? And I think that's why, the universe is saying that don't worry even about that. Maybe maybe you are still bothered about a small sliver of worry in the back of your mind, that whether that past can catch up with you in some way, or whether if that past is still haunting you in some way, right? And the universe is saying don't worry. There may be some still few issues that may have been unresolved, but the universe is saying not to worry. It's going to be resolved. So you don't need to worry about that. No need to look into the past, because your future is so bright. Yeah. See, the moment I was talking about the past and the past, that remnant or the sliver of worries, I get this shadow card, right? So it's clearly telling you, this person is looking at the darker past, right? Not so pleasant past, a much more, sorrowful, much more, and obviously dark always indicates, not so bright, not so happier times. And the universe is telling you, you need to fight, with that past. You need to leave that past behind. It's like that past, is trying to steal your present, right? See, your past is like holding on to the same wand, right? That wand of prosperity is trying to steal it away from you. So you need to fight with that past. You need to let that go. You need to leave that past behind, right? Don't remain stuck in the past, because definitely much more brighter times, much more happier times are coming, towards you. So I think, this is very indicative, right? That's why, I think that thought came in my mind, that you may be still grappling with that remaining a few loose ends from the past, right? That few, nagging memories. Not so pleasant, obviously, memories, right? But you need to leave that behind, and whatever, again, the peaceful resolution is also much more significant in that respect, because if there is any past anxieties, if there are any issues that are still causing anxieties for you from the past, then be rest assured, those will be resolved in your favor. Those will reach a peaceful resolution, so you have nothing to worry about. You just dwell in your present and in your future, because definitely you have a lot to look forward to. Yeah, see, again, the same thing, the memories of love, it has come out reversed. So again, so he's telling you not to walk down that memory, not to walk down that past, not to walk down that memory lane, right? Stop dwelling in the past. Whatever has happened in the past for you, and I don't know what is that, but it's some sort of an emotional heartbreak. It could be anything, but that's not important right now. What's important for you to look ahead, right? Don't let that past steal your present. Steal your happiness from the present. Don't let that past bog you down, so that you cannot look forward to this very brighter future, right? And that past has done its job. That because of that past, now you are ready for the future. So that past may have made you much stronger. That's what I was telling you earlier. That past may have made you much stronger. The past may have made you more introspective. The past may have made you much more receptive to receive the abundance. The past may have helped you rediscover your inner qualities, your inner potentials, whatever it is, right? But that's not important. Now the past has done its job. It is now a mere shadow. Leave it behind. Don't walk down that memory lane again, because you have nothing to get from the past. But there is much more waiting for you in your present and in your future, right? Yeah, commitment, right? Again, this has come out reversed. Again, it's saying that these two are tied. So the memory, memories of love and the commitment both coming out reversed on the shadow, right? The same thing. It's because I get the persistent feeling that you are still dabbling into that past little bit. You still have a tendency to brood in that past. And because of that, you are not committing yourself fully to your future, to your present, right? You're not committing. So whatever pursuit it is, whatever that is waiting for you, that is ready to, give you the full abundance, that is ready to make you, prosperous in every way. Whatever that pursuit, whatever that goal is, you are not still committing yourself fully to that because of your tendency to fight with your shadow, fight with your past, tendency to dabble with your past, to go back, to walk down the memory lanes. Don't let that tie you down. Don't let that tie you down, because just look at these cards. You have 9 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. You have the abundance. You are ready. Yes, universe is clearly saying. So don't for even for a moment dabble into the past anymore. Just leave it behind. Let it go. It has done its job. Now it is whatever it is that you have in your mind, whatever it is that can take you to the next stage. Jump all into that. And it is a resounding yes from universe that you will be able to leave that past behind. You will be able to reach much more brighter future. And final card I have is the honoring path. Obviously, much more greater glories are waiting for you, right? And if you remember, just a few moments back, I was talking about that past may have made you much more stronger. The past may have led you rediscover your own self, may have led you, dive into the depth of yourself and find out new potential, new strength, new corners of your personality, new aspects of your personality that you may have never known before. Now that's what's going to propel you towards the future. That's what is going to help you take the next steps. And so this is like you have discovered some potential inside you, maybe some creative talent, and that's going to bring you glories, that's going to bring you abundance, that's going to bring you fame, that's going to, make you famous in front of others. Not only in front of others, but in your own eyes also. That's going to make you a better person, a much more fuller person, a much more successful person, right? So it could be that, you are some sort of a creative person, and the past has made you stronger, and now you are ready to go ahead and, with full inspiration, full motivation, and, you have found that there's a lot of creative talent inside you that is waiting to pour out. And temporarily, you may have been, bogged down a little bit because of these episodes, but now you're again ready to move ahead full steam. So overall, my group number 2, it's a resounding yes, and I think it's a positive yes, obviously. So whatever question you're asking, it's a positive yes in that direction. And it's more happier times. It's time for more abundance, more self-healing, more self-love, more greater glory, financial prosperity, grounding, all sorts of good things. Only thing you have to do is help heal yourself and move ahead by not looking into the past, by not walking down the memory lane too much, not brooding about the past too much, and not reminiscing about the past too much. Just let it go and be ready to receive the abundance that the universe is clearly waiting. They're ready to offer you all the abundance that's waiting for you. And again, you have chosen the pink quartz. It talks about harmony, balance, love. So that's all I have for you, my group number 2. Hope this resonates with you. If it does, don't forget to give a like to this particular video and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you in another video in the future. For now, I take your leave. Bye. Hi, group number 3. Let me see what, so for those of you who have chosen this red Jasper elephant, what kind of yes or no questions could be lingering in your mind, and in what way the tarot can guide you in resolving that, and what kind of guidance it can provide you to help you in that direction. So I have the 10 of Swords over here, so definitely, it indicates some sort of a new beginning. And so you are coming out of you are reaching some sort of a closure in your life. Yeah, and so when that closure is happening, I think you are going through some sort of a temporary phase of stagnancy, where there may be a lot of self-doubt, lot of trying to understand what's happening around you, what's happening inside you, and lot of confusion. And so that's what's causing that temporary phase of stagnancy for you. Yep, I have the Chariot card also over here, which again talks about the lack of balance. Because remember, whenever I feel like this particular spread will be all about that big change in life, right? That where you are closing out one phase of your life, one chapter of your life, and you are moving on to the next chapter, right? And whenever this happens, when you talk about closing out one chapter and moving on to next chapter, it's easier said than done. Because in reality, when that kind of a thing happens, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen all of a sudden, right? And when that happens, it happens over gradually, over some time, right? And then while it's happening, you may be seeing a lot of changes around you. You may be seeing a lot of changes inside of you. And this is the phase that I'm seeing right now that you are passing through, when you are trying to make sense of everything that's happening, right? Because things are changing, a lot of things maybe not very pleasant, right? Maybe a lot of known faces are leaving you, either because they are changing their location, or they may have some quarrel issues, some conflict with you, and they're dropping out of your life, or a lot of old things that you're used to are changing for you, right? A lot of past. I also feel like in this time there is a general tendency to cling on to that past and to not let that go, right? So you are still not ready to accept the future. You are still not ready to move ahead, and that's why there's a lot of lack of clarity, more confusion, inner conflict, outer conflict, right? And so there's overall sense of lack of balance, and that's everything is causing that temporary stagnancy for you, where you are not sure what's happening, why that is happening, and what kind of a future awaits you. Yeah, again the World card. So definitely with the Ten of Swords and the World card, you are definitely reaching a closure. You are definitely reaching a closure, and I think this closure is happening for a good. And remember, this is the law of universe, right? Where change is the fundamental truth in universe, right? I think change is the only thing that is constant. So that's what's particularly true for you at this phase of your life right now. Yeah, and this change is promises to bring you emotional fulfillment, more fulfillment, right? So somehow I feel like when I look at the World card and the Nine of Cups side by side, some of you, you are probably more, you have a lot of talent inside you, a lot of inner passion, hidden talent, a lot of creative urge, and you haven't really let that go to the full extent. And more so now, when you are grappling with your current setting, with your current situation, and you are feeling stagnant, as I've already mentioned before, this lack of clarity. But if you can let that past go, and if you can rediscover that inner passion, that's going to bring you greater fulfillment. Yeah, see, the moment I was talking about clarity, I get this the King of Swords reversed, right? So it's that lack of clarity, is not knowing what to do, and being too much stuck in the past, trying to argue, or in a sense, being too stubborn and not accepting the changes that are happening for you, and refusing to trust the universe, and feeling like a little bit rebellious in a way also, like why the changes are happening. You're feeling more grumpy, maybe more agitated, maybe more too much confused, right? And that's why you're not letting that change happen. You're not that closure reach its full status. You're like purposely not letting that that completion happen. You're like clinging on to it. You're like forcing it not to happen. But you have to understand that you cannot win against the nature. This is the natural law that is playing in your life right now. So that closure has to happen, and it is better for you to let that happen, because you cannot stop it. It's going to anyway happen. But the more you linger with that, the more you're going to make it more unpleasant for you. Yep. So let go. So obviously I don't need to explain this card anymore, right? It's clearly the overall message is for you to let go, Right? Don't cling on to that. By clinging on to it, you are actually prolonging the process, and you are making it much more worse for you, making it much more hard, making it more hard on yourself, right? So let it go. Because it's, again, whatever, you have to understand that whatever change is happening for better. So look for a sign. I feel like, it's in a lot of your cases, it's not only like change from moving from one phase of life to another. This also indicates a much more bigger change, in a way that in a lot of your case, you could be undergoing some change in vibration, some change, some shift in your outlook, some radical change in your outlook. It's like a more moving towards the more spiritual side of things, or maybe seeing things in a way that is different from the way you would see things before. So a lot of you may be feeling more oneness with nature, right? Because remember, you have chosen this red jasper, right? The red color, it talks about the root chakra. It talks about earth. It talks about bonding, greater bonding with earth, greater grounding, right? Greater healing. So, and it's more so at this phase of your life, because there's so many changes that are happening inside and outside, so much of inner conflict and turmoil. So it could be very natural that when you're walking out in the universe, in the nature, right? Suppose you're walking out in the beautiful nature with trees and streams and birds all around, you feel that peace. You feel like, finally I've reached a place where nothing is changing, where it's still the same beautiful serene nature the way I have known it all along. Right? So you may feel that kind of a bonding with earth, with nature, that greater bonding. And so in that sense, look for a sign, because if you're undergoing that kind of a shift in energy level, in consciousness, right? So the universe is probably trying to tell you certain things, right? So you may be dreaming more, or you may be getting certain signals in your dreams. So be careful about your dreams. You may be also seeing some apparently random occurrence of numbers like 111, 333, stuff like that. You may be also getting a more feeling of deja vu. Like suppose you go to a place, or you see a face and you feel like, oh, I have been to this place before. I have known this person from somewhere I cannot recollect. So those kind of things could also be happening for you. But remember, those are all a way of universe trying to communicate with you. Romance. So again, I think this romance ties to this emotional fulfillment that I've talked about earlier, the Nine of Cups. Now, I think in this romance card, two kind of things. Or this can be talking about two kind of romance, right? One is there'll be some new person walking into your life, someone from opposite sex, who can help you reach this closure, leave your past behind, and move ahead. But in some other cases, it could be also, it indicate a divine romance, And again, it ties to what I was telling you, just a moment ago, with regard to this look for a sign. Where you're feeling that divine romance, where you're feeling that greater bonding with everything around you, with the earth, the nature, the surroundings, the universe, right? That newfound love, right? Maybe you're suddenly feeling feeling that more tender and more caring attitude towards animals, towards plants, towards environment, right? I think that this could also indicate that kind of a romance, right? Where you're feeling the greater bonding with the universe, the greater connection with the universe, right? But again, it could also indicate, someone new coming into your life, some new relationship, some new love angle coming into your life, and who's helping you heal yourself, who's helping you close that past, who's helping you move ahead. Either way, whatever it is, whether it's a more mundane, emotional issue, or it's a more greater spiritual kind of romance, is going to help you find fulfillment in yourself. It's going to help you come out of this or reach this closure. Yep, passion ignited. So these three cards together are very significant, right? This passion ignited, if you look at the image of this lady, right? It's like she's lost in a trance almost. she's lost in that bliss. She's feeling like that oneness with the universe. She's feeling like she's connected. She's not separate, but she's part of a whole. Right? So that could be happening in a lot of your life. As you reach this new phase of life, maybe that internal change, that internal shift in vibration, because of that, this is what I was talking about earlier, right? You could be feeling that more oneness, more connection with with the nature, the environment. Maybe some of you may feel suddenly that you are more inclined to having pets, animals, more connection with the animals, right? It could also indicate that greater urge to do something, to make a good use of your life, newfound passion. That's why it says passion ignited. Right? So after you come out of this temporary phase of stagnation, and I have also told this before, right? You are maybe someone who has some creative talent hidden inside you that is waiting to come out. Maybe you are a writer, a painter, or a singer, or a composer, right? Something that you have to, that you can provide, that you have to offer to the world, right? But that is not coming out to the full extent because you are still stuck in the past. But once that past closes out fully, you will be ready to find that passion inside you, that talent inside you, that creative talent that you may have to offer to the world. He talks about that also, like inner urge, that inner fire, right? That is waiting to come out. So once that temporary stagnation goes away, you will be ready to rediscover the inner fire, the inner talent. I have the universe card again. So this is the same as the world card over here in the traditional tarot deck. So this has come out reversed. And again, I think it talks about definitely, see, you have the universe, you have the 10 of Swords over here, the world deck over here. Definitely the message over here is something in your life doesn't serve any purpose anymore. So you are ready to move ahead. You are definitely closing out a chapter in your life. There's no question of that. Now the question is, what kind of changes it is bringing in, right? So, and definitely you need to move ahead. That's why it is coming out reversed. Don't cling on to the past. Right? The more you cling on to the past, the more you're going to get tired down, the more you're going to feel, helpless, self-conflicted, lack of clarity, lack of balance. You need to move out of that because it's all happening for a greater cause, right? It's happening to provide you more emotional fulfillment. It's happening to help you rediscover your inner talent, your inner passion. It's happening because a fundamental shift is happening in yourself, where you're going to feel maybe more oneness with the universe, with the environment. The new beginning, again, this is the Fool's card in the traditional tarot deck, so it has also come out reversed. So again, same thing. It's just it's that inability to take the plunge for that new beginning, right? So let go. Don't remain stuck. You see, if you look at her, she's like on the top of the world, right? But when it comes out reversed, it's like as if you are not certain of your own talent. That means you have something to offer to the world, something that's going to make you on top of the world. That means you have some tremendous talent, some tremendous offering for this world, but you are not ready to look into that because you are still stuck in the past. You are still stuck in you are still trying to grapple with your inner conflicted thought process, right? So you need to move out of that. So definitely, there's some strong talent in you, some strong gift in you, some strong passion in you that is waiting to come out, right? Yeah, dark thoughts, right? So definitely, you see this maze over here, this labyrinth. This is nothing but your thought process, right? This is like you are fighting with your own shadow from the past. You are fighting with all these unnecessary thoughts, confusion, anxieties. Why all this is happening? And that's what I was telling you before, right? Why it's all changing for me? Whether the change is happening for good or bad, right? Why things that I have known for so long are changing, why the faces that I have known for so long are moving out, why my friends who I have known for so long are refusing to now talk to me, right? So all these kind of different thoughts are bogging you down, so you're not ready to move ahead. These dark thoughts, lot of inner turbulence, lot of inner conflict, lot of inner storm, inner and outer storm. Move ahead. It has done its job. And the final card I have is, the friends and colleagues, it has come out reversed, right? So again, it's just, when I look at these friends and colleagues reversed, it's two things. One is, some of your friends, some of your colleagues, some people from your inner circle, you are purposely leaving them out, or the time has come for you to leave them behind. Now, when I say leave them behind, don't take it in the wrong sense. Leave them behind means, maybe because of all this positive change that is happening inside you, right? That positive shift in vibration that is happening inside of you, maybe the kind of conversation or the kind of circle that you used to enjoy before, now they are not all that pleasant, pleasant for you. You may not be enjoying that same kind of conversation anymore. Maybe you enjoyed parties, going to parties, mingling with the crowd before, right? But now, because of the change inside you, you are becoming more quieter person, more introspective. You would like to go out in the nature rather than going into a party, right? You may want to sit with with your pet animal, or maybe just look at the moon in the night rather than going into the party, right? So that this could be one thing. Another thing is, as I was telling before, some of your known faces or some of your friends, some of your colleagues, they may be leaving you. Either they may be going to a different location, or they may be leaving you because they may have misunderstood you, or they may have come into some sort of a conflict with you, right? But remember that if they are leaving you, or if they are going away from your life, that's because they have no other purpose to serve in the new phase of life that you are about to enter. The new you, that you are turning into, that new you will not going to gel, is not going to bond anymore with these known faces. So that's another part of you that is ready to drop away, because that part is also not going to serve any purpose in your life anymore. So I think this particular spread is all about letting that closure happen, not clinging on to the past, finding that inner clarity. Try not to be too rebellious, and letting that closure happen. Also, in the way, surrendering yourself to the change that's happening inside of you and change that's happening outside of you, because that's going to bring you more positive changes. It's going to let you rediscover your inner talents, your inner creative urges, your inner passions, and you have a lot to offer to this world, I believe, because again the Fool card is over here, right? So accept that change. Look for signs, in your dreams, in your surroundings, right? And whoever or whatever is moving away, let that happen, because that's happening for a much more of greater good for you. And don't grapple with your past too much. This also talks about self-healing, right? The more you let your mind be at rest, the more you accept, the more you surrender to this change, the better it will be for yourself also. Because otherwise, you are too much conflicted right now, too much in turmoil, too much, self-doubt, and that's all maybe, causing a lot of fatigue and a lot of exasperation in you. The sooner you come out of that, and you allow that closure to reach its full potential, the better will it be for you, my group number 3. So that's all I have. Hope this resonates with you. If it does, please give me a big like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope to come up with another video for you in the future. For now, I take your leave. Bye. Okay, group number 4. Let's see, for those of you who have chosen this elephant made of green Adventurine, what sort of yes, no question you may be grappling with right now, and if the tarot can provide you in any direction in that regard. I feel like this could be some sort of a yes-no question that relates to whatever you are doing right now, it could be like, whatever you are doing right now, it's not yielding the right result. And so, your yes, no question could be about whether, you need to do something different or whether you need to stick to whatever you are doing. And if you are doing whatever, you are doing so far, if you need to do it any differently, right? So anyway, let's see what else is the tarot has to offer for you. Okay, so right away I have the Lovers card. Before I comment on this card, let me see what else comes up. The Eight of Wands, okay. The King of Pentacles. Okay, I think my group number 4, what's happening for you is things are moving too fast for you, or you have a tendency to take rash decisions that are based on impulse, not really clearly thought out, well thought out decisions. And so right now, because of that rash decision making, that tendency to jump into actions without really thinking it through, you may be into some sort of a trouble right now. And so you are like torn between what to do, what is the right course of action for you, right? So this Lovers card, if you see, you have this, this male figure, right, the Adam, right? This male figure, he's like turning to the female figure for direction, right? So this female figure, is your subconscious, is your decision-making capability, right? And this is, your external self, is your mind, which is clearly lost. And so, and your in turn, both aspect of you, they are looking to the higher, the universe for guidance, right? So clearly you have some ambition and you are trying to give shape to your ambition, but you are a little torn as to like what should be the right way to go. And because you have taken too many rash decisions and that is not proving to be too much beneficial for you. Yeah, so I have the Five of Swords over here refers to, again, it talks about, so maybe it's a question of short-sightedness, I believe. It's a question of like, you have a short-term goal in mind, but you haven't thought about the long-term goal. So that's why, you may have scored some short-term victory, but in the long term, it is not proving to be beneficial for you. And so now you're wondering, okay, should I keep doing this, or should I have to, should I change course and do something else? Because obviously, in the short term, whatever you had thought momentarily is going to give you, short-term benefits. It may or may not have given that, but in the long term, it's not proving to be useful for you. Now, this could apply to any field of life in a way. This could be a career choice. This could be some sort of a decision in family life. This could be, something to do with, for example, you are pondering about a new business venture or diversifying into some different field. It could be anything over here, right? So clearly, and your yes, no question could also be bordering around that choice, like whether I should be doing this or I should be doing something different, or what is the course ahead for me, right? Yeah, so there is definitely a need for a some more stable thinking process, right? More a new thinking process, a little bit more clarity, right? So see, I have the Page of Swords over here, right? So clearly there's a lack of a need for a new thinking process, right? A fresh thinking process, right? A fresh idea, right? That may be required right now, right? And so whatever you have been doing so far, that needs to change a little bit. Yeah, so if you change that, I think that there is scope for victory, there is scope for success, and I think your family could also play could have a say in this, right? So yeah, so definitely there is you have gone through a lot of conflict for sure, right? And there's a need for some harmony inside you. There's a need for some harmony in your thought process. So I think that coordination between what you are thinking, what you want to achieve, and what you are ultimately, getting on ground, there is some sort of a gap over here, right? And that gap is happening because of your own contradictory thought process, your own inner struggle, your own rashness, right? Your inability to take a decision that is based on clear thinking, right? I think that's what's happening over here. So let me see what else is there. Yeah, so let go. So I think whatever you are doing right now, so if your yes or no question is, based on whether you need to switch to a new direction or something different, then obviously I think the question is yes, so you need to let go of this, or it could be also that, let go of that thinking pattern. So I think you are being too rash, right? You are being too impulsive. You are taking things, making decisions or doing things on the heat of the moment, right? You are doing things too fast, right? And so there's obviously a need for clarity. There's obviously a need for resolving your inner conflict. There's obviously a need for new ideas, and then obviously a need for that balance inside you, right? That's what I was telling you about, earlier, with regard to this Lover's card, right? So that's what is clearly, is proving to be a hindrance in your success, right? Yeah, abundance. So clearly, I think once you make a correction to your thought process, once you make a correction to your decision-making process, once you get a greater coordination between your intellect and your mind, right? And don't let your mind, drive you, rather than if you let your decisions be based on more intellect, more clearly thought out process, more inner guidance, that's going to lead you to more abundance, right? So you need to let go of that, whatever the wrong that thing that you are doing right now, that rash action, that frivolous actions, that so it seems like you're spending too much time and money for efforts that are not, that because they are not really well thought out, they are not giving the desired results, right? So once you get that clarity back in your life, once you do that course correction, there will be a lot of abundance. So you are not necessarily doing everything tremendously wrong, right? So you are doing something right, but it's just that, see, that's what it's saying, no need to worry. So again, I think I get the sense that you are not doing everything wrong. There is something inherent right that you are doing, but it's just that, in a way, it's your own mind, it's your own thinking process, it's your own tendency to jump into things. That's proving to be your own enemy. So in a way, you are being your own enemy in achieving that level of success, that level of conclusion that you wish for, right? So it's once you get that balance, that inner harmony back, that's what they see. And see, the other thing is the Lovers and then the Four of Wands, they both talk about that harmony, right? The inner harmony and then a harmony with the universe. And what do I mean by harmony with the universe? So think and try to listen to your inner guidance, right? So that is the thing. Okay, see, yeah, so clearly that this is another very resounding message for you. So choose a new direction, right? So clearly whatever you are doing right now that is not working, right? So the universe is clearly telling you choose a new direction, right? Right. So it's either some business plan that you have or that you have set in motion that is not working for you. So you need to think of something else, or if the current career choice is not working for you, you can, maybe you have some other talent, maybe you have some other gift that you can put to better use. You can think about that, start making another career choice, give some thought into that, right? Maybe whatever career you're following right now, your career choice you're following right now, that was not based on your own understanding of what are your qualities, right? Maybe it was some short-term goal, maybe you got lured by very say big salary or other privileges, but then the actual job hasn't really turned out to be that satisfying, right? And so now you're regretting that, right? And so you are not being, since you don't like that thing, whatever you are doing, you are not reaching that level of success. So whatever it is, whatever that field is, there's clearly a need for you to, there's a course correction needed over here. Because there's a course correction needed in your thought process, course correction needed, in the way you make your decisions, in the way you jump into different actions, in the way you plan things. And there's also an actual course correction needed, in the sense that whatever way you have been following so far, you may need to do things a little bit differently, or may pick up things that are altogether different. And you probably know about that, what I'm talking about, right? So stand your ground. See, the stand your ground and the choose new direction, right? They may appear apparently conflicting, right? Because one is saying choose new direction, the other is saying stand your ground. How can that be? But I think what it is trying to say is that, again, what I was telling you earlier, it's not that everything that you are doing is wrong. There are some inherent things that you are doing right? So I think the stand your ground is all about, have faith in your own ability, have faith in your own capacity, because you have that capability to take proper decisions. You have the capability to turn it into your favor. But it's just that, you have been your own enemy so far, in the sense that you have not given your intellect a chance to decide for you. I think, you have been too frivolous. You have been too short-sighted. Once you change that, you will reach success, you will reach abundance. And so that's what this stand your ground says, right? So don't start doubting yourself. You have the ability, it's just that, you have been your own enemy in a way. You have been your own obstacle in a way, right? And then, material and spiritual prosperity, right? So clearly, if you do this course correction, right, then there is clearly, a lot of prosperity waiting for you. And see, the other thing is this prosperity, this card over here has come directly below the abundance card. And there's also saying there's no need to worry. So no need to worry, stand your ground, let go. So it's all about you. If you make that small course correction, in your own attitude, in your own, in whatever you are doing wrong, things are going to fall in place for you, right? Transformation, right? So transformation is obviously talks about, that ability to transform, yourself. So I think in the immediate future, obviously you need to transform your old habits, right? That the habits, that those very rash habits, for example, habits that forces you to take decisions without thinking, those impulsive habits, those habits, where that forces you to do things without thinking them through, without weighing all the pros and cons. I think that's what that transformation is needed. The transformation in your outlook, transformation in your attitude, That's what's needed, right? And in the long run, once you do that, once you achieve that more stability in your thought process, more stability in your outlook, right? It's going to also talks about a bigger transformation, because then it's going to also talks about a more, it's going to help you become a better person, finding that more strength inside you. And the final card is again letting go. So I think this card ties very well with the choose a new direction over here, right? Because even this, if you see, it talks about like some of the doors closing, but then some of the new doors opening for you, right? So again, if whatever you are doing, the current thing is not working, then think what you can do differently. And I'm sure that the universe is saying that if one of the door is not working out, if it's closing out for you, then at the same time the universe is opening a new door for you, right? So all you need to do is I think this has come out reversed only because of your thought process. So the moment you stop, you correct yourself, moment you correct your attitude, moment you correct your thinking pattern, the moment you start getting more clarity, right? And you start seeing what you have been doing wrong, you get that inner balance and harmony, right? And you let go of your old habits that hasn't really served you. Lot of abundance is waiting for you, lot of material and even spiritual prosperity. See, the spiritual prosperity is important, right? Because that's what I was referring to earlier with this transformation, right? Remember, if I said that there's a short-term transformation, where you transform your old bad habits, the impulsive rashness, that not thinking through. That's what. That's a short-term transformation. But in the long term, once you can rectify all those negative characters, then you're going to also come out a better person, more stable person, a person who can think through everything, who can weigh all the pros and cons, who think twice before taking every decision. And once they take their decision, then they stand their ground. Then they don't turn their back, because they know that they have thought out the decision. They have well planned it, right? They have that inner conviction to that, once they have taken, decided on something, they are going to see it through. But now what's happening is, since you are not thinking it through, since you have not planned it out well, you are facing failures. So it's all about yourself, actually. In this case, I think my group number 4, no one is your enemy. Neither are the circumstances your enemy. You cannot blame the circumstances. You cannot blame, any external factors. It's all about you, transforming yourself, changing that, old habits, getting more clarity, subduing that inner conflict, getting more stability in your thought process, finding that harmony, right? And ability to plan something through, ability to think all the way pros and cons. And then once you do that, sticking to your ground, and whatever is not working out, leave it. And again, I come back to this 2 card, right? Choose a new direction and the doors, right? Remember, if something is not working out for you, universe is telling you there's another opportunity waiting for you. Go in that direction, and there will be a lot of abundance and a lot of prosperity waiting for you. So fundamentally, again, I think my group number 4, I get the feeling that you have a lot of drive inside you. So it is not the issue about your drive or your ability to do things, or you may be very hardworking also, but it's just that you are not focused. It was always a question about focus. You have been spending time, you have been spending energy, all your effort, but it was not fructifying in a way that you would expect, just because it was all based on whimsical decisions, rash decisions, not proper planning, a lack of clarity. The moment you can take care of all those things, then there is no stopping you, right? So that's what's needed over here, my group number 4. I hope this answers your question. And another thing is, again, this Adventurine talks about that kind of a healing, where things get stuck and things are not moving, and things feel like shit. And again, sorry for the use of that language, but I think that's what describes you right now. That's when this is actually indicator of the heart chakra. That's a green color. It's indicating the heart chakra. So it's your thought process. Maybe you are being too emotional. Maybe you are taking decisions rather than intellect. You're taking decisions by heart. That's why you're not thinking it through, right? So that clarity in the heart, that's what's needed for you right now, as well as healing, self-healing. Because when you have a very healed heart, when you have a lot of self-healing going on, then you have that greater resolve, that greater clarity in your thought process. That's what's required. So hope this resonates with you, my group number 4, and if it does, please give me a big like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you in another video in the future. For now, I take your leave. Bye.